So this leaves one roster spot open for the regular season. 14 guys now out of the 15 filled. You can leave the 15th spot open into the season, which Celtics often do. But I'm sure the door's open for Blake. You still have some other flyer guys out there. Some people love your Kelly Oubre's. They've worked out by reports. TJ Warren, Mar
My God.
Stevens, Glenn Robinson III, who hasn't played in a couple years, and who's the fourth guy in that group? Louis King from the Sixers G League system there. So
Yeah.
eye on wings. This might have been the wing out of all the choices they looked at here. So those guys could be out of play here. And I do think, especially from what Brad Stevens said on the radio this week, that they probably would like to have Blake back. But if you were going to ideally fill that last roster spot with one guy or one type of player, who would it be?
It'd probably be Blake, to be honest with you. I mean, you just said it. They sort of filled that opportunity for to address the wing position and add some depth there with this signing. And I don't think you go out and get someone else that's similar. I was big on TJ Warren. I think this signing kind of fills that opportunity, and I would like to see them go out and just address the front court with at least one more signing. If they do,
disappointed they didn't do Warren.
What's up? Not necessarily, to be honest with you. Just when you think about what the G League looks like, in terms of like the Celtics and where they are in their development, and guys that are trying to get an opportunity with Celtics. Just a lot of guys that I just feel like are not quite there. I don't know if any of those, JD Davisons or guys that we've seen, Cabangela. I mean, we've seen sort of what they can do, and we're pretty certain that they're not quite there yet. So I would love to see someone like this, who's again, in one of those guys in that group after playing 4 years in the NBA, has a little bit of experience, looking to carry on his NBA career and looking for an opportunity. And obviously not going to break the bank for the Celtics. And I think this is a great opportunity when you consider what the wing position looks like on the depth chart.
Definitely. Like the signing. Wasn't sure if they were going to get it done. I thought he might be heading overseas, so I'm glad they got it done. I think he'll probably help them in a couple spots here. You don't want to go too crazy about the guys at the end of the roster, and this is always the time of the year to do that.
Especially on a team like this.
But the good thing is with the signing like this, you're not parsing all these different options in the camp. They did that last year. It didn't really work. So they found their guy. They signed him. They have the door open for Blake. I'm right with you, Josue. Love to see him back. I've said it a million times how wrong I was about him. Ended up being one of my favorite things about last season was the Blake experience. And I bet he is more than ready to do that again for them at a front court position where there'll be plenty of nights off.
I hope this doesn't decrease his chances, right? I hope this has nothing to do with that. And he's just trying to make that decision. You mentioned it, I think, a little last week or a couple of weeks ago that he did this last year, right? It was sort of like a last minute thing that last minute decision to join.
It came out of nowhere, remember?
Right. And I loved it. I loved it from the beginning, and I would love to see him come back and fill that role that I feel like everyone appreciated in terms of the locker room and just who he was with the Bus One boys and that whole thing played out, and being that guy that could fill in or the second night of back-to-backs for Al Horford, as obviously that front court is going to need someone like that.
Absolutely. So there you have it. Svi Mikhailuk officially announced now the Celtics that they signed him. So he is in.